I'm here to tell you another fairy tale. The Town Musicians of Bremen, or the Musicians of Bremen-Town, or the Bremen-Town Musicians, is a fairy tale from Germany. It was first collected and published by the brothers Grimm in 1819. It was told for many, many centuries before that. It's a story of 4 animals, and I think I'll let the story speak for itself. Enjoy the story. The Bremen-Town Musicians. Once upon a time, there was a donkey, and he heard his owner talking about how old he was, and he heard his owner talking about getting rid of him. And so that donkey decided to take matters into his own hands. He said, I don't have to be a farm donkey anymore. I am going to be a city donkey, and I'm going to be a musician in the town of Bremen. Well, he knew where to go, and he knew that his voice was beautiful because he practiced every day singing, and he sounded just like this. Hee-aw, 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 hee-aw. Now, he knew that was beautiful. So he set off on his way on the road to Bremen. It wasn't long before our donkey met a dog in that same road on the way to Bremen. The dog looked very sad. He was lying down and crying. Oh, 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 oh. The donkey asked, why are you so sad, my friend dog? Well, said the dog, I can't hunt anymore. My nose doesn't sniff as well as it used to. And now my owner is using the younger dogs and doesn't need me anymore. What am I going to do? Well, the donkey thought for a minute and he said, I suppose you could join me. I am going to Bremen to be a musician on the street. I heard your voice just a minute ago. It sounds wonderful. Let's practice and sing together. Ee-aw, ee-aw, ee-aw. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, they both agreed that sounded absolutely beautiful, and so they decided to travel on together. The donkey and the dog traveled a little further, and who should they meet but a cat? And that cat was also very sad. Meow, meow, said the cat. I am sad because my owner noticed that I can't catch mice anymore. She's got other cats and she doesn't need me anymore, so I'm very sad and I don't know what to do. Well, the dog and the donkey knew just how to help the cat. Come with us and be a musician in Bremen, they said. We heard your voice. Let's all practice together. And the donkey went, ee-aw, ee-aw. And the dog went, oh, 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 oh. And the kitty went, oh, oh. And they all agreed that that was beautiful music. And so they traveled on together to Bremen. Well, the dog, the cat, and the donkey were traveling along, and who should they meet but a rooster? The rooster also seemed very sad. The rooster was saying, I'm so sad. My owner doesn't like my cock-a-doodle-doodling anymore, and she said, I'm going to be chicken soup. I don't want to be chicken soup. Do you want to be chicken soup? Nobody wants to be chicken soup. So the 3 animals, the donkey, the dog, and the cat, looked at each other and they said, we can have one more friend join us. We're going to Bremen, friend Rooster. Would you like to come with us and sing in our band? Well, the rooster thought about it and he said, well, maybe. Let's hear what we all sound like. And the donkey said, hee-aw, hee-aw, hee-aw. And the dog said, oh, 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 oh. And the cat said, meow, meow. And the rooster said, and they all agreed that that was some of the most beautiful music they had ever heard. And they decided to go together to be musicians in Bremen-Town. On their way to Bremen-Town, the 4 friends came upon a house. Now inside this house were some robbers, some thieves, but the 4 friends didn't know that. They only knew that here was a chance to practice their fine music for an audience. And so they got ready and they stacked up because they decided that this would be the best way to perform, one on top of another. And then they went up to the window of the house and they sang their beautiful song. Well, that song was enough to make every single robber in that house run away. Yes, sirree, they didn't know it was the musicians. They only knew the sound was scary, and they ran away. Oh, so sad. The four musicians didn't know what to think when their audience ran away. But they peeked in the windows and they saw some good meals inside that house. So they went inside and helped themselves to the food that was on the table. And then when they were all done, the donkey went out into the yard and found a good spot with some straw, and he settled in there. The dog lay right by the door. The cat lay right by the fireplace, and the rooster went up on the roof. And they all spent the night in the place they were the most comfortable. Well, after a while, those robbers decided to check and see if whatever it was that scared them was gone. And so they sent one friend back to look. The one friend came and the house was dark. And he went in the back door, and the first one he found was the cat, but he didn't know it was a cat. She was lying by the hearth, so he started to light the fireplace, and you know what happened? The cat scratched his face. She did not like him trying to light her on fire. And so he ran, and he tripped on the dog in the doorway, and the dog bit his leg, and then he ran past the donkey, who didn't know what he was, and the donkey kicked him right in the arm. And then as he ran away, he heard the rooster going, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And he ran back to his robber friends to tell them what had happened. He got back to his friends and he said, "We can never go back to that house. When I went by the fireplace, an evil woman scratched my face, and then when I ran out the door, someone stabbed me in the leg, and then when I went out into the yard, I was hit by an iron pole, and after that I heard some screaming as I left. I think it's never going to be safe to go back to that house again." So the robbers looked for someplace else to hang out. Meanwhile, our musicians decided that this house was a pretty nice place to stay. There was a barn that was comfortable. There was plenty of straw. There even was a field full of corn and grain. The animals decided they didn't need to be musicians in town. They could be musicians for each other right at this house. And they lived together in this home happily ever after. Did you enjoy the story? Did you like the music from these musicians? What do you think? Well, they liked their music, even if it wasn't really music to the rest of us. Thanks for coming and listening to my story, and I hope you'll come back again. Bye for now.